Hey, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm live with no music tonight, man. I'm coming home. I'm coming on from the start, going hard from the start, man. No music, no background, nothing. It's just gonna be all me. Not all me, because I do have a guest, and I guess she's running a tad bit late, but she'll be here. My girl Tiffany, oh so simple, will be on the show with us on this live edition of What He Said with Kevin Walker. Hey, thank y'all for joining. Of course, I am Kevin Walker. This is What He Said with Kevin Walker. So this is season two. We had a season one that included 12 episodes in season one. It's a every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. every Wednesday night. We start here, of course, on Facebook Live, and we're not necessarily on Facebook Live, but we are going through Facebook Live with our StreamYard act. This is live streaming right now. That's what we're doing. That's how I do the show, live streaming. And then again, the name of the show, What He Said with Kevin Walker. So I got some interesting topics tonight uh, that I'm gonna definitely need the ladies' feedback on. So on tonight's show, I'm gonna ask you some questions, ladies. The number one question I want to know is what really turned you on? Like as you get older and more mature, sometimes it's not all about the physical. It's not about the touch and the feel and the grab, but it may still be. There's nothing wrong with it if it is. I'm just saying that may not be what turns you on to a point. So we're going to talk about love languages. Do love languages really exist? Are love languages a real thing? We're going to talk about love languages. I'm going to not only talk about them, I'm going to tell you what, according to the author, what those love languages are. He says there are five. We'll see if there are five. So I'll shoot you those five love languages and you let me know how you feel about it. And last but not least, this gonna be the doozy of the night right now. I can tell you this final topic is gonna be the one that everybody gonna chime in on, that everybody gonna feel some type of way about. Is there truly a double standard when it comes to sexual aggression? And we'll explain the topic, of course, like we always do. We will explain the topic. We will explain the sexual aggression of the topic. Hold on. Let me kill this. Yeah, so you won't hear all the dings and dongs of the alarm system for the building. But yeah, is there a double standard when it comes to sexual aggression? We'll talk about it. I got my beverage. I'm ready to sip. I'm waiting on my people to get in here. Come on, Tiffany. I start on time. She just texted me talking about 2 minutes. Oh, girl, you better get your ass in here. So look, I'm gonna ask y'all this, and I want the ladies to be honest and be real with me. And here I've said from day one, from the first time I started doing this show, that this is a no judgment zone. Whether you're gay, lesbian, however, whatever. Say, man, we don't shoot no judgments around here. We let everybody be who they are. Because there's something about all of us being here in the United States of America, in this country that we love so much, that make us different, man. That's what makes the world go round. The fact that we're all different and we all look at life through a very, very broad scope. So, we don't do no judgment here on what he said. We give people an opportunity to speak their piece and be who they are. So speaking of our first topic on the night, what turned you on? Ladies, what turned you on? Now, for me, at 52 years old, um, I found myself being more in tune with women who are conversationalists, not so much the touchy-feely, grabby, and you know, there are some women out there, like that. Uh, but I found myself being more in tune at 52 with a woman who I can enjoy conversation with as well. Like, that's why I don't foresee myself ever with a 20 something. You know, and I know a lot of guys do it, get them a little young something, something. Now, I ain't saying that I wouldn't enjoy a little young something sexually, but after the sex, man, we really can't have no conversation. You know, she really can't be nothing else to me. I'm 52 years old. What is she gonna be to me? Because here's the thing. We talk about compatibility. There's definitely gonna be a compatibility issue when you get somebody that's in a different age spectrum, because I'm not gonna want to do some of the things that she's gonna want to do, some of the things that she's gonna want to be involved in. I'm not gonna want to be involved in those things. I don't want to go to the club. My clubbing days are just about all but over. So let me put that up. Let me put that up for you there, Nicole. Nicole says consideration, simplicity, and peacefulness. See, that's what I'm talking about. Man, I totally, like, I 100% agree with that one, because that's something, that's what I'm saying right now, man. Like, that boy say a caregiver. Pipe, set your stupid ass up. So, you know, but the consideration and the peacefulness, man, y'all know that's something I ride with all the time. That, hey, my peace got to be my peace. You know, if it's a woman I'm seeing and we love each other, like, man, I don't want all the extra mumbo jumbo, the unnecessary conversation that turn into arguments, and arguments that turn into whatever. Like, because ain't no domestic situations. I you know, no, not for me at 52. I'm sorry. If I ever gotta go that route at 52 years old, man, you know that game over. So women, what say y'all? I got Nicole's opinion. Nicole say, hey, she want a man that's gonna be very simple, a man that's gonna be considerate, and a man who gonna be about her peace. And I feel that, Nicole. I absolutely agree with that, which also sort of speaks to my other topic of the night on the love languages, because that falls under those 5 love languages that the author speaks of in his book. So, yeah, man, I totally agree with one, the consideration. Because, see, I think consideration comes with respect. When you have consideration for someone, you have to respect their direction and their boundaries. You have to respect how they feel. You have to respect where they're coming from. Let me add Tiff. Let me add Tiff late ass in here.
Oh, you know what? Do you want me?
Because she ain't on time.
Let's see.
Center yourself in the camera. You're not in the
I
center.
can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh, see, she's having some technical difficulties, y'all. But that's Tiff right there. I'm gonna just keep going until she figure out her her system over there.
I need
Can
some
you hear me now, Tiff?
more.
No, she can't hear me. Now go Gina. What Gina say? What say Gina? Let's put Gina comment up. Boom. Gina says consideration comes with peace and consistency. Okay, I can feel that. I can feel all those things. I can feel all those things. Basically, hell, you talking about the same thing Nicole talking about. You know, the consideration side of it, being considerate,
Or she can come over some.
and consistency.
Can you hear me, Kevin?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. He's fixing my volume just a little bit, but good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. I told everybody we was waiting on you to get in here, but you know.
I know.
The third one on there. The third one on there.
Okay, so Kev, he's asking, could you press the third one on there? I guess in front of you.
The third what?
The third screen down under
the third screen under the main screen.
I'm lost.
Third right there. to make it wide enough so you can see.
Oh, he was like saying to make the whole screen wide enough.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Third one.
Is that the loudest volume on go?
Yeah, I can turn
I'm
it.
trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure this out for 2 days. So tell him ask him which one do I need to hit.
Right up under the screen.
Right up underneath the screen.
It's gonna be gray,
like a little gray bar.
Gray little frames underneath his screen. It's gonna be like gray little right up under the main screen that you're looking at, that you can see us on. There's some gray little frames up under.
Yeah, see, I don't see that. Hold on.
You should see it. It's right up under. Okay, you see how you're looking at us in the main screen?
Yeah.
Look right up under it. It's some gray little. It's some gray little now. Because if you put this, it's gonna make it look right.
Okay.
So you ain't gonna cut off like that. So if you look right up under there, some gray little.
Cause see, under mine it says Mike, Cam, Guess, and more.
Okay, look right up under the screen. That part is at the bottom.
Yeah.
But right up under the screen. Did you minimize? Did you got yours big?
Yeah. Well, mine is like a half screen as well.
Okay. So just make it the regular screen. Like you see the white part.
Hold on. Yeah, I see the white part.
Because right up under your deal, this should be. Okay, let me ask you this: are you the main person that sent out the link?
No, somebody else sent.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
That's right. That person are they on?
No, she's not on. She was supposed to be on.
Oh,
well, if she
control of how.
That's fine. Yeah. If she comes on, we could tell you can cut that off for me so I can hear.
Yeah,
but I'm sorry what was taking me so long, Kev. I was making cocktails for me and my guests here with me. This is like my cousin's best friend. Hello.
Hey, best friend.
How are you?
Go, best friend. Go, best friend. Y'all drinking cocktails. I'm drinking my Coke Zero.
That's no fun, Kevin.
I know. So I was already discussing like what turns women on, what truly turns a woman on. And I was just saying, for me now at 52, like it's different now for me. Like the things that turned me on in my 20s and 30s, you know, I was one of them 7-minute brothers where every 7 minutes they say a man think of sex. Oh, that was me. But now at 52, hey, look, okay, so let me tell you this. Let me tell both of y'all this. So I've been telling women this for about a year now. Like I no longer at 52 and being married for 22 years and now being divorced for 3 years. Like if I'm going to do the dating thing, like I want to date a woman with the potential of being a husband again. Like at 52, I'm not just trying to do what I did in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like okay.
Look at you all grown up and stuff.
I'm not just trying to go and stick Mr. Wee Wee Man in every little thing I can. But let me tell you something. I see women all the time calling men out about being in their inbox. But trust me, it's women in my inbox like they niggas.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? So for me now, if I'm gonna have sex or if I'm gonna sleep with a woman, I want it to be some compatibility where we working towards or working for bigger things.
Well, what I find interesting, Kev, is that there aren't enough of you, unfortunately. There's not enough of you. There are still men out there. That's why we can't really gauge or judge people for being mature just because they're a certain age. Maturity oftentimes is a decision. And as sexual as we all may love to be and even want to be, the truth of the matter is that's probably not the mature thing to do all the time. You know, or there should be some growth whereby if you've had burger before and you've tasted it with cheese, you no longer want to deal with just a regular burger anymore. I get that.
Yeah.
But don't just be going around here trying all different kind of cheese on your burger and stuff. And I feel like, that's where the greed comes into play, where you just want to try everything and not be content with, I know what that tastes like, and I'm good on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I want a little jalapeno cheddar.
It ain't nothing wrong with no jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know I'm getting cheese, but I want a little jalapeno in it, something to spice it up a little bit,
I think social media, and I had this conversation a week ago on my podcast, where the influences of social media, it plays such a huge part when it comes to relationships, and then you being someone, and I can identify with being divorced. P can too. Identify with that, and the dating scene is completely different than what it was 15 years ago. And I know I'm completely right, and I know I'm telling my age, and I don't care. But we live in a time where you can pretend to be somebody, and somebody will know you ain't that person, and begin believing that you are, just based on their idea of wanting you to be that person. You know what I'm saying? So this superficial way of dating now, it's different. It's different. I don't care how much you tell somebody, if you're not really looking for a relationship, just say that. If they want to play games, they're gonna play the games. It's just a decision that has to be made with that individual. That preface conversation of, look, if you just want to do this, say that, and then when they show you the signs that that's just what they want to do, believe that.
Yeah. So
I've had it the opposite way. I actually had somebody to tell me, I just want to have a good time. I don't want a relationship. I just want to go out and have a moment. I said, not on my watch.
Because you knew what you wanted.
I knew what I wanted.
Right.
He just wanted to have a moment. Yeah, no, not on my watch.
Yeah. No, and at least he gave you honesty. He gave you the right to choose.
I can respect that. I can
That's
respect
just
that.
like, to me, like I tell my younger partners at work all the time, hey man, don't lie to no woman by being married.
Right.
That's the truth. Because number one, if you sitting at a bar and y'all having a drink and your wife walk in shooting, this woman don't even know why she about to be killed. Be honest with her. Give her the opportunity to say, hey dude, if that's what you're doing, if that's your case, if that's your situation, I don't want to be a part of that.
But
or hey, as long as I know the truth, I ain't tripping. It is what it is. Let's go with it.
But Kel, how long have we been preaching that, though? We've been preaching that for a very long time. Just say what it is, and this is that and the other. Unfortunately, that's just not everybody's world or their truth. And I have to say, in a lot of cases, women, we have to hold ourselves accountable too for probably seeing what we hoping we weren't seeing, and then still going with it. But if more people find the truth attractive, maybe the response will be different. But you got to respect what someone is. Like if she tells somebody, this is these are my dating goals. I'm dating to marry. How you just said, like right now, you're only dating with the intent of it going somewhere.
Yeah.
You have so many people who are just. Can we cuss on your show? Because we cuss on my show.
You can cuss.
Okay.
You say we can't cuss on yours?
I mean, we do. I do.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Okay. I'll be mild.
Keep it real. We keep it real on here, but no judgment. Like I tell them all the time, brother, we get transgender or whatever. We
okay, good.
Nobody's life.
Good. So I don't really judge people that still like to fuck for fun. If that's what you like to do. But if you know that person that you're dealing with wants more than that, don't take that fuck for fun, into the relationship or the friendship or whatever it is with them. Because women particularly, we associate sex with love often. times we do. It's just
Yeah.
what it is. And I know there are a lot of females out there that say, oh, honey, they can just do it and jump right up and be on about their day. My opinion with that is not if it's good. If it's good, then you may start liking that individual. There's a good chance you're gonna start liking him. But I think that's where, you know, the lines get blurred, because one person has this agenda and this one has that agenda, and there hasn't been those real conversations.
Yeah.
I think it starts with being honest with yourself.
Yeah, that's
You
where it
have to
starts.
be honest with yourself about what you want, and then draw those clear lines.
But when you draw those clear lines and then that person is crossing those lines, you being honest and saying, hey, you crossing those lines, and rather than it looked like he crossed that line, but maybe he didn't.
See, look, so Chris Reedy said people put their representative out there first to portray what they think you want. Then once they believe you're interested, and after you fall for it, then boom, here come the real person, completely opposite of who they really are.
It's a lot of truth to that statement. It is a lot of truth to that statement. But you know, the funny thing is, I had some insight on that a couple of weeks ago, whereby they were like, we all have a representative, which is kind of the truth. Because when you go on an interview, you're selling what you can do. Does that mean you're going to be that person every day on the job like that? No.
Absolutely not. No.
You know, absolutely not, right? So it, to some degree, in some capacity, we all have a representative. I think it kind of goes back to what Pete was saying, being honest with yourself. If this person shares their expectations with me, even me being in my representative state, am I able to meet that person's expectations? And if I know that I'm not pretend to just continue to go along with it as if I can when I know I'm not.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Janae, can you tag Tiffany's page for me? Tiffany's So Simple.
TYFFANE. Oh, so simple.
Oh, so simple. I'm sorry.
But I can be hard sometimes, so it's okay.
Yeah, can you tag her page for us so we can be live on her page as well with the podcast? So look, I want to get to one of my topics with both of y'all.
Okay.
So one of the things that I was going to talk about with you tonight is if there's a true double standard when it comes to sexual aggression from between men and women. And I'll give you an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
I'll tell you what happened to me. And then I'll give
this
you
ought to be good.
So I'm driving along, Tiff. Me and this woman had gone out to dinner, gone out for drinks. I look over her because she already had one leg on my seat. And she's playing with herself, got her tits pulled out of her shirt, playing with herself as we drove down the street.
This a first date?
No, it's not a first date, no.
Okay.
She's playing with herself as we drove down the street. So my question is, had she been driving and I was in the passenger seat,
right,
and I pulled my dick out and started jacking off, would I have been received as sexy? She'd have been like, hell, exactly. Y'all already saying hell no. Exactly.
Get your weird ass out of my car.
Is there a double standard though? Come on, man. That's a double standard.
I think you answered your own question.
I'm just saying, but why is it that ladies get a pass?
I don't know. That's definitely a situation where you would need to know your audience. Like, if it's clear that we have strong sexual energy, can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
Had you and her been intimate yet?
No.
Question.
Go ahead.
How did you feel when she did that? What was your initial thought?
Right.
Girl, I'll fuck the shit out of you. Hey, you asked what my thought was. I'm just telling you what my thought was.
Well, you keeping it real.
Hey, I'm here for all of the confidence. I love it.
I'm just saying that was my initial thought. Look, I've gone so far in the past to have a female that I'm kicking it with, and we were involved. We were sexually active, but we were cool at the same time. So my partner jumped in the car, and he was driving. I was on the passenger side. She was in the back seat.
Oh, I know where this is going.
He said she out on the dress. He was like, "Man, let me see that thing." And she was like, "Boy, if I show it to you, you can't handle it." And he was like, "Well, let me see. Let me see if I can handle it." So she was like, "All right." So he was looking through the rear view. So he changed, like, "Hold on, hell no, now you drive." So I went and I started driving. Now, mind you, me and her been kicking it, sleeping together, everything. He got in the back and started. So I've been in all kind of situations out. So don't get me wrong. I didn't feel disrespected
Gotcha.
or anything like that for what she was doing. But it just brought to mind for me, if I had done if I had sat over there and pulled my shirt up and started playing with my nipples like I was singing Purple Rain, how would I have been received? Like, really? Would she have been like, Kevin, I'm gonna take you home?
You gotta, like, a situation like that, you gotta know your audience. Clearly it was understood that she was extremely attracted to you, right? And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this part. Maybe it was taking too long to and that could be a sexy thing. You chime in on that. What a lot of guys don't understand is, and I'll put it like this here. T.I. said this many years ago.
Tiff, we're getting some staticky feedback from your ears.
I hear it too.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah,
I still hear it.
Am I staticky? Yeah. Okay, man, we'll take these off.
It is. Say something, Kevin.
Can you hear me?
I know, but hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still staticky.
Yeah, it's still staticky.
Want to hear?
It is. Say something.
Yes.
Yeah, now you're clear.
Hello?
Yeah, you're clear now.
Okay, we're good now.
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay. No. Are you getting feedback, Kevin?
No.
Okay. What I was saying was that T.I. said a couple of years back, the woman who asks for nothing gets everything, and the woman who asks for everything gets nothing. And how I can relate that to this would be when guys don't act thirsty, when they act like, as Drake puts it, pussy's only pussy and I get it when I need it.
Yeah.
That can be, to me, for Tiffany, that's a very attractive thing when a guy does not act like an octopus, where you know it's clear that he's attracted to you, but he's displaying this certain level of restraint, self-control. That's the word I'm looking for. This certain level of self-control that could be so sexy, almost where you want to gift him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, even for me though, Tiff, I had the conversation. She and I had the conversation going in to where I had told her, like, for me, man, I'm not just fucking for kicks no more. Like,
right.
So, okay, so a show I had about a month ago, a chick came on my show. She wasn't a guest. She was just somebody who was watching, and she was like, "Oh shit, word on the streets is if you want to be fucked down, Kevin Walker is the man to get fucked down by." She was like, "I'm just speaking my man. I'm just speaking my truth." She was like,
she was on your show and said that?
Yeah, yes.
Oh wow, Kevin.
But
look, we both had to pick up our drinks at the same time.
Tiff, how long you been knowing me? A very long time.
Yeah, almost 30 years, Kevin.
I would say a very long time.
And you look good, by the way, Kev. Life's been good to you, man.
Thank you. You still look like Tiffany too.
You know, God's preserving me. Thank you, Lord.
So look, let me ask you this, man. Tell me or tell us about the group of ladies that you hang out with and travel with? Because it looks like y'all have fun like a motherfucker. That's why I'm asking, man. It look like y'all really enjoy each other and y'all really have fun. And
Oh my gosh, Kevin, I'm so glad you brought that up.
like D's son played Little League for me.
Really?
Yeah, Little Dex. Little Dex played Little League for me.
Oh.
That D is so.
Well,
D
you
is so
know,
sexy.
we've been making these movies for quite some time,
That D is fine.
and
I love her so much.
you know that's my dog. That's my dog. I surround myself with a lot of these chocolate bunnies. You know, same here. So this I've been a traveler for we started traveling internationally a long time ago. But my love for being around women that appreciate other women and appreciate God's work around the world, we don't have no drama, Kevin.
Yeah.
Like when I tell you, I make up these themes and nobody is pushing back. They not like, oh, Tiff, I ain't gonna. We just go with it. That's why I ended up getting into the travel business, because not only did I enjoy traveling, I just enjoy seeing other people enjoy the travel lifestyle.
Yeah.
So this these movies, I like to call them, that we make are man, Kev, you're gonna have to come jump on one. You know, you'll be surprised how many of my homeboys hit me up and be like, Tip, when you gonna plan one of them trips and just secretly invite the fellas? And I'm like,
That would be dope.
that would be dope, right?
right.
But they would have to be kind of like a Kevin Walker, somebody who is completely free of a relationship
And has self-control.
and has self-control. Because I can't promise you that you gonna see robes all the time, or you gonna see somebody in sweatpants. Like when we go and travel, we let our hair down.
There's always an assignment.
I think
There's
that'd be
always-
fun. I think that'd be dope. I really do. I think that'd be a dope trip.
Now, Kevin, all jokes aside, if you're serious, I'm actually in talks about doing a group co-ed trip. And I mean, whether you know, single folk, people who are looking to date, to marry, you know, or whatever. I'm actually planning that now. So I'll get with you off the air if you're interested, if you have some friends that you think would be good.
I'm definitely interested.
Okay.
Interested.
Well, you know, the Sky Vibes Travel Club, we are a group of girls who we get it in when we go out of town. And let me tell you something. What I love about our group is that a lot of people, you would think that, oh man, they must got some money. They always on planes. We plan very well. You know, we make sure that everybody's pockets is not hit, you know, upside the head, because we understand that life has to, you know, come first, you know, taking care of your business. But I'm glad that you recognize that me and my girls, we have a good time, and that's what we do. I got 14 of us going to Cancun December 2nd through the 6th, so I need everybody to grab the popcorn. There's another movie being made.
Yeah. My homeboy said, just raise his hand and say he in too.
All right, listen.
He talking about I'm in.
Listen, tell them stay tuned. I'm coming with the info.
Yeah, no, I mean we'll definitely be down for that, man. That sounds like something that'll be very fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kevin, I'm telling you, Punk can tell him. If he come on one trip, he gonna be spoiled right.
You coming on every trip.
You gonna be on every trip, because we do it like that. We do it like that.
No, we really have a good time.
We
I
do.
still have the videos from Turks and Caicos.
And we're going to Turks for the third time in May. So that ought to tell you how we leave a mark on other places that we go, because they
And they love us there.
they love us.
But
Yeah.
you know what's really amazing about that, honestly? And you didn't even bring it up. You didn't even.
I wonder if he finna say what I think he finna say, but go ahead.
But I just think it's amazing that you sisters can get together with no drama, with no hate, with no nothing else. I know you say you don't get no pushback about what you plan, but it's always some friction for some reason why we just can't all be grown and have a good time.
Right.
And I think it's amazing that you ladies enjoy each other enough and respect, because respect's got to be a major part
Absolutely.
of the fact that you ladies are able to come together and continue to come together And people ain't gonna spend their money to go do some BS where it's drunk.
Exactly.
You know, so the fact that you say, hey, we spending real money to go do these trips, but we doing them.
Exactly.
I think that speaks volumes of the character of each one of you ladies involved. Seriously.
Thank you, Kev. I had a feeling that's what you were gonna say, because we do get a lot of people when they see the number of people that are typically in our groups, even other females, like, Tiff, like, oh my God, it'd be so many of y'all. Like, how do you get that many people to go? We've gone on so many trips together, and we've had so much fun. It's almost a no-brainer when the next trip comes along. It's like, okay, when the deposit due? Because it's understood. We don't work hard for our money to go on a trip and be beefing. Like, who got time for that? You know, and we try to make those things clear. The most we gonna argue about is who took the last shot.
Yeah, and not to mention the places
Right.
that you pick to stay in are always top of mind. Always. So you definitely want to come back. You like, where we going next?
And you feel like
Get
once
that
you
shit
get there, you
together,
feel
man.
like
Get that
I'm
shit
supposed to
together.
live like
We
this.
Exactly.
Get that shit together. We in. I'm serious, man.
Listen, Kevin, I am look, fucking no, I'm dead ass serious. Like, if you for real, Kev, I'm gonna hit you on the line, and we gonna get this pack going.
Man, I'm in.
That would be so dope.
Oh yeah,
So
it would be
Punkin.
so dope.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Pumpkin, he talking to me.
right? Punkin?
Punk.
See, what I told you about calling me that.
Pumpkin.
Don't listen.
Pumpkin, what's your love language? Do you have a love language?
I do have a love language.
What's your love language?
Quality time.
Quality time.
That's my most important love language. I think there's another, but quality time is the first one that comes to mind.
Tiff, what's your love language?
Damn. What's the one? Touchy feely. What's that one? What's the term for the touchy feely? Affection. Yeah, my love language is affection.
Physical touch. What about
Physical touch.
Yeah, they got a physical touch, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. Mm-hmm. See, I found out that mine was acts of service because I'm that dude. I'm gonna wash your car. I'm gonna make sure you got gas on Sunday.
See that?
Week. You know,
see
when
that?
you run out on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm gonna go fill your car up again. Like,
see that?
Come on.
I was about to drink my mic just now. I went to pick up the wrong thing, Kev.
Yeah.
So Kevin, do you only have one?
And I didn't know what. See, when I was married, my ex-wife and I, we went to marriage counseling, and the counselor there, we had a male, and he introduced us to that book about love languages. That's really when I first heard of it probably about 5 years ago, because I've been divorced now for 3 years, so probably about 5 years ago. And I knew there were just 5, but I never truly understood. And maybe I was so angry at the time that I wasn't trying to understand. But now I know that my love language is acts of service. Like, and what's upsetting.
Give me an example of what would be an act of service for Kevin. Particularly, there may be a woman who's watching and she making, accommodate that act of service.
Making sure your car got gas in it, keeping your car washed and clean.
But what would that look like for a woman? Like, that's your love language that you display to her. What would be something that you would find attractive as in terms of an act of service from her
to you?
Yeah.
Man, Tiff, I'm simple. I'll eat hot dogs and tuna fish. Like, you ain't got to go out of your way for me. So for me, I'm gonna say it's just quality time.
So you have more than one love language.
Well, no, I would say it's quality time. I think quality time would now at 52. I don't think I had a love language before.
Y'all probably would be compatible, P.
Really?
I think before my love language, just put your t-shirt and panties on and I'll do the rest.
Yeah. I mean that for centuries, our ancestors, they didn't know nothing about no love languages. There wasn't a book out then. I think their love language was just commitment, being committed to the process, being committed to the relationship. That was the only love language. You know what I'm saying?
But Tiff,
Because
let me
no
say
matter
this.
my grandmother and my grandfather, one slept upstairs and one slept downstairs,
They were committed.
but they were committed.
But Pumpkin, let me ask you this, Pumpkin.
I'm getting you.
Can I love you? Can we love each other before I put my penis in you?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Not saying
Absolutely.
you, not saying you.
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
Because I tried everything the other way.
Really?
And maybe that's why I'm single at 52.
That breaks my heart, though. You know why?
Why is that?
Let me tell you why it breaks my heart. It's because there are so many good women. I mean, I know them. So many good women that you are the prototype. I mean, what you're telling us is the prototype. I mean, if that's truly you, that is the prototype. And when you say that, and I don't want to seem biased by it, no means, but when I hear guys speak of their struggle in the dating scene, it's just unfortunate because there are so many females, but I do know this to be true too, that a lot of females do send mixed signals. They say they want this, and this, and then when that's presented to them, it's oh, he's doing too much. Oh, he's getting on my nerve. Oh, I mean,
I've been that person. If I'm just keeping it real, I have been that person. But that was because I wasn't keeping it real with myself.
right.
And I didn't really know what I want. I had an idea and I didn't really know me. But then once I got comfortable after being divorced and once I got comfortable and got to know myself, then I knew what I wanted. So at this point, I'm not confused.
Right.
So then before I was sending mixed signals.
You'll be
I didn't know me.
Yeah. You'll sabotage a lot of stuff because you don't know. But that's why I say, Kevin, you it's unfortunate that you are still running into those roadblocks because, I mean, like I say, you sound like the prototype.
But let me say this. That's why I keep referring to my age, Tiff. This wasn't always me.
Oh, trust me, you ain't got to tell me that.
Yeah, I've been saying you've been knowing me forever. So this
Trust
wasn't
me.
always me. I just think having lived life, and I tell you what really brought everything home for me, honestly, when it comes to my respect and my treatment of women, is when I lost my daughter. When my daughter was murdered, that made me start to look at life and people and women in a different manner. To see my baby laying on that bed, fighting for her life, and for her to lose that battle, that took so much out of me. That took a lot.
I bet.
I don't even know if I have the energy for negative relationships and fighting and beefing, because I know I lost a piece of me when I lost her.
Right. And so, and honestly, Kevin, that just puts so much in perspective. I wouldn't even pretend to imagine that type of pain or experiencing something like that. But I can respect the fact that you are at least acknowledging this was that aha moment for me to say, damn, there are things out there bigger than just being in the bed with her, she. And it took that unfortunate event to happen for you to have that aha moment. Because the truth, I'm gonna tell you something, Kevin, from a almost 46-year-old woman, I cannot imagine what dating is gonna be like for my son, and he's 8 years old. Because it is scary out here for both men and women, because they don't, the influences that they have, and being with somebody, being with one person, that ain't cool. That ain't really what's up. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. I commend any guy that, again, I'm going back to that discipline thing, that is mature enough to say, I've been there, done that. I done had the best pussy out here. I done had the best head out here. Like, I ain't looking for that no more. I'm looking for somebody to fulfill that itch that nobody has been able to scratch.
So do you believe that comes with time? life experience, time, like, and I want to put it all on maturity, but that comes after all of that. So going through life, walking through something as extreme as you did, and just time, life experience and time, but that comes in, because before that you're not thinking about that.
No, you're not.
You're
And
not
we
thinking about
often
that.
think that we have all the time in the world, right? Which is probably why when you was wilding out, Kev, and doing your thing, it was because you could.
Yeah.
You got somebody that says something, Kev.
Yeah, I just tapped in and put her comment up. She said basically that's what happened to her after her husband was killed. She started the same way to see things from a different perspective, and she don't have time for people that's confused. She said your mind is set when you go through some things, and that's how I feel. Like losing my baby helped me see things in a clearer light.
Amen, Nicole.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she said don't have time for confused people.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what you want, baby, I'm certainly not what you want.
Yeah. So like, but I think you hit a good point, Pumpkin, when you said, I'm gonna stop calling you Pumpkin.
It's Kendra.
I think you made a good point though. When you brought up the maturity issue, because I think maturity does play a part in it. It just takes us, and I'm speaking for the male species,
Okay.
a little longer to get it right than it do you guys.
Why is that? Why is that?
Look, let me tell you something, Kendra. If I knew the answer to that, I probably wouldn't even know y'all. I'd be sitting somewhere, a billionaire, on top of a mountain, sitting on the patio smoking weed. I wouldn't even, because that's the $1 million question.
That is $1 million question, though.
And what was the book? Women Are From Mars.
Men Are From Venus.
Men Are From Venus.
Girls are sweet and nice, and sweet and spice and everything nice, and boys are something else. For as long as I can remember, that has always been a tale that guys mature slower than girls. So it makes me wonder, did we set that as a standard? Did we make guys, and somebody's agreeing with me right now in the background, and he's a guy. Like, if you hear something for so long, it's like, well, don't expect me to be mature because I'm a guy, so I ain't supposed to be there yet. I think we, you know what I'm saying? That could possibly, and I'll take it a step further. How as females, we were told, I feel like females, most of the time, we're bred to be wives. We don't get that pass to just be a girl, and whatever that looks like, even if that does mean dating 5 guys at one time. We're bred to be sweet and spice and everything nice. We may want to be a little nasty. Mm-hmm. Ain't that right, Kendra?
Sometimes.
She say sometimes.
But listen, I believe that you'll start to believe whatever you told.
Yeah.
Over a period of time.
Over a period of time.
Yep. I've seen it the complete opposite. I've seen, and I'm not trying to say that they were perfect, but my brother, right? He matured kind of fast,
right,
like for his age, and he is literally a one-woman's man. And I could not. I kept trying to wait for the other side to come out. No.
Some guys are just like that.
Yeah.
But let me say this. I know we talked about maturity, but I think the other side of that coin is compatibility.
Oh, yes, indeed. And see, that's for a whole nother show, that Kev.
Look, because I hate it, Tiff, when women, because it's mostly women who pull the equally yoked card, and that's not equally yoked, doesn't refer to us being truly equal mentally. Compatibility refers to us being on the same page with each other. You knowing what I want, I know what you want. And if we don't know what each other want, let's be adult and talk about it and figure it out. That's why I say compatibility. See, equally yoked, even
I was going to ask for the difference because I for me, they kind of go hand in hand. I don't know.
Why you say that?
Because if you truly define equally yoked from a biblical sense, the Bible is speaking of the strength of the individuals. Look up yoked and it'll
emotional strength, mental strength. What are we talking here?
No, we're talking physical.
Okay.
Physical attributes are being able to carry this relationship.
Okay.
Look up yoked. Look up the way it's used.
Wow.
Some people, and you know this for a fact, Tiff, when people start speaking in biblical terms, they grab that one scripture.
Oh, most definitely. Don't even get me started on that.
To fit in that moment, exactly.
Don't get me started on that because I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you. Let me give you one verse real quick that I know for that just really gets my blood boiling. Wives, submit to your husbands.
You should.
No, see that? You see that? You see that, Cam? You see? Because we always stop at that, whereby it continues to say, and ye husbands likewise.
It does.
Hello.
It says,
Why do we always stop at the
wife?
wives?
Yeah.
And who is he submitting to? Can we talk about that? You asking me to submit to you, and you out here submitting to these streets. But that's another show.
Well, see, that's why you can't let the blind lead you.
That's why.
What she say? What
That's why you
say?
can't let the blind Kendra. That's why you can't let the blind lead you. You better know who's leading you. You won't lead me into a ditch.
No, but if you continue on, it does tell the man to love your wife like Christ loved the church.
It does.
And that
It
he loved
does.
the church so much that he died for the church. I mean, so.
But he would have to understand that type of love. Ooh. See, Kim, you're gonna make me go to church.
Go to church on me.
I mean, when you say love your wife like Christ, and I ain't gonna lie, I threw that out there a couple of times with my ex. Okay, and I'm gonna be transparent right now. Would God be proud of you right now? Would God smile? No. This is what I would say in certain moments. Just a moment of reflection, especially when you know that when that person knows better. It's no different than when you know your child knows better and they do something and you look at them like, I know you know better than that. So would God be proud of you in this moment? So when we talk about husbands loving their wives like Christ loved the church, women, we're natural nurturers. We want to fix what's wrong with you when you are dealing with our beautiful Black men who are unable to receive. When we're trying, we just want to be whatever you're needing right now. We want to be whatever you need right now. If our men would learn to receive that and see that for what it is, oh my God, the power in your love is changed immediately.
But Tiff, this may be a whole nother topic, but some people don't know how to receive that. And not only men, you have women that don't know how to receive that type of love.
Most definitely. Nice, don't be looking at me like that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why I say I try not to be biased. I cannot be biased. I have friends that and I'm guilty of it, before too. Of saying one thing, but your behavior displays something else. But that's what self-check. Check yourself, because that's what I did. I'm like, hold on, whoa, wait a minute. Now, didn't you say you wanted? Didn't you say you were looking for? Didn't you say you were waiting on, a self-check moment?
So let me ask you ladies this, because I had a female tell me this, and I'll ask you to: would y'all want a man who wants to change you? Isn't that what a woman wants? Isn't that what any man should want when he meet that woman? And
to change her?
Yeah, change.
What do you mean
by
change?
Yeah, we have to define that. What does that look like?
I define it in any manner you want when you're in a relationship with somebody you love. And let me say this. Here's what I told her when she made that comment. I said, I think every woman wants a man who's going to change her for the better. That he's going to add substance to her life. He's going to make her a better person.
Compliment. Yeah. He's going to accent it. Yeah.
So for me, change is change. But it's all about how you view and
how you view that. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that because
why would a man want to change? Why wouldn't you want a man who want to make you better?
Well, come on here. Now see, let me tell you something, Kev, because that'll preach right there.
Let me say this. I'm not saying it because you broken. I'm saying it because all of us have some work that we need to do internally.
Or you see some potential in her, some things you can pull out of her.
Right.
Come on, talk pumpkin. Talk pumpkin.
But no, I think when you preface it the way you just did, why wouldn't you want a man to make you better? I think that that's not necessarily why wouldn't you want a man to change you, but why wouldn't you want a man to make you better? Because that better comes with a change of some sort. But I absolutely agree with you. That's why I when like me, for instance, I want to lose weight. You know, I know that in my mind on certain days I'm a size 6, and other days I'm a 16, and other days I may be a 26. I don't know. But I will say, having someone that appreciates me for who I am, but if I'm saying I want to be better physically, he's like, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be that's relationship goals for somebody to make you to want to see you better and get you there.
I think for me, I don't look at it as change. I look at it as a push, because even in any relationship, if you're my friend, my husband, my mother, my sister, my child, if I see something in you, I want to stir it up, because that's who I am.
Right.
I want to stir it up, and I want to help push it.
Right.
It's not necessarily to change you,
because she does me like that.
It's not necessarily changing you. It's just stirring up, trying to stir up the gift that's in you,
or maybe put you in the mirror to show you what you may not see.
Yeah, so not necessarily changing, but bringing out the best in you, and that's in any relationship.
Somebody said better is not always change. Growth is better. I don't know if I get it. Let me see. Better is not always change.
Here's what I say from my perspective when it comes to change. I think in a relationship, you're gonna be changed one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
That man or that woman is gonna push you to a level of greatness, or they gonna tear you down to a level of divorce.
Agreed.
I think either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I think either way you're gonna change, because once you're married, and I don't know, Pumpkin, if you ever been married, but I know Miss Tiff have.
I have, and divorced.
Your viewpoints about relationships and marriage takes on a totally different
totally
once you're divorced.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's
totally.
Either you're gonna change for the better or you're gonna change for the worse. But you're gonna change.
That's very true.
You're gonna change, because the one thing that people that's been divorced always say when they see somebody that's toxic, I ain't going through that shit. Let's be real.
That'll preach right there.
I ain't going through that.
That will preach right there, Kevin. Listen, you gotta learn from your lessons. Every L is not a loss. Every L is not a loss. It is a lesson.
Exactly.
She says, okay, so Felicia says it's called compromise. You know what? Let me just, I want to say something to that compromise thing. Compromising is so critical, obviously, in relationships and in marriage. What I think, Felicia, that you have to visit is the what am I compromising? Because there's almost a thin line between compromise and sacrifice. So you don't want to, it's some things that you may have to sacrifice for the relationship, for the betterment. And if it makes us better, I'm good with that. Even in a compromise, if it's going to make us better, I'm good with that. But when you begin to compromise and only one side of that coin is shining, then that is not a good compromise, because that has not been a good meeting of the minds. Because when you meet together to compromise on something, we both should walk away feeling like we just accomplished something.
Come on in the room.
Come on. Come on in the room.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, again, I have to bring up the 52. Like,
he gonna lean on that 52. Ain't nothing wrong with 52. Let me tell you something. 52, you don't. I mean, 52 is still young to me, in my personal opinion, Kev. But you'll be surprised how many guys out here that's still out here tripping at 52.
Like
you know, like they have all the time in the world, and it's just like, come on, man, what is your end game? Don't you want to grow older with one person and y'all just smile at the fruits of your labor?
You know what somebody said to me, and then I was like, wait a minute. He said, I have more years behind me than I do in front of me.
Yikes.
I said, whoa. And you still playing?
And that's for me. That's the thing I always say. Like, I'm closer to 60 than I am 20.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
You see it. Even if I take 1 year off and go backward or forwards, I'm closer to 60 than I am 20. So
that's right there.
I just don't have time for the games, man. She said acting like they 22. So Tiff, look, we got this 10 minutes left where we talked about the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your 5 minutes.
Okay.
You can get Punkin some if you want to. Punkin
I'm sure she'll chime in.
But it's so the sad part.
The sad part. Okay, my 5 minutes of sad part is, and I didn't discuss this with Punkin, but I'm sure she'll appreciate this. The sad part is that my sisters, my queens, the beautiful women that I love to own the title of Black woman with, we're still asking the question, why do men cheat? It breaks my heart that we're still asking that question, because I believe that if you're still wanting to know the why, you haven't taken a deep enough dive into what you're allowing, or the change that you need to maybe make in your selection of continuing with something. We can't keep on asking why men do what they do, because I'm going to tell you something. People in general do what they do. And I just heard this the other day, and it really is just the bottom line, because they want to. So once we just go ahead and dismiss all of the explanations as to why we feel like people cheat or whatever, at the end of the day, the decision was, this is what I wanted to do. So that's what we have to deal with. And the unfortunate part, and the reason why I say it's sad, is because yes, we do still live in a time where infidelity and untruth and being dishonest and the habitual lying and the habitual abuse of a person's compassion, the habitual abuse of a person's compassion, meaning the forgiveness just becomes, you no longer even value their forgiveness because you know you're going to get it. It's not even a big deal that if he or she catches me in a situation, because I've done worse, and so surely they'll forgive me for this. That has just become the norm in so many situations. And the sad part about it is that when we have to learn how to see things for what they are. People make decisions based on what they want to do. No different than if you're wanting this person to date you exclusively, and you're trying to be chosen, and they've made it clear that you're not the choice. But when we continue on in those situations, we're making a decision to continue on in that same way people make decisions to cheat and have infidelities and all that kind of stuff. We got to stop asking the why.
I think the sad part about that is some women are not. If you're still asking that, you're not sure about yourself.
You're not sure about yourself.
You can't be sure about yourself, because I know me as a woman, if I'm with you, it's my job to find out your love language.
Come on.
What makes you tick? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? It's my job to put a smile on your face.
That's right.
That's me.
Right? It's just who you are.
If you cheat, I'm sure of me.
Come on.
You did what you wanted to do.
Come on.
At the end of the day.
That's right.
That's why my hands are in the air.
Come on.
You can go.
And I'm at peace with
And I'm
it.
at peace with it.
Because I know I did.
Yeah.
And see, and I just want P went to church on that part. Because I'm telling you, if you ever, this is the analogy I'll use, and this is my 1 minute right here. I always say, if you cook your I'm gonna just say your man. I'm gonna say your significant other because I don't want to preface it where only men cheat. Okay, I'm not a sexist, but simple. It's called control. Absolutely, Gerald. But I will say this: if you fix your person breakfast every morning, all homemade waffles and pancakes, and you may even put little bananas in the pancakes. Okay, with that thick, good old smoked bacon and the egg over medium, where it's just a little runny. I mean, I'm describing my own personal breakfast clearly. But let's just say you give your person that every morning.
Yes, ma'am.
And they full, Kev, okay? They done washed it down with some good old Sunny D, or you may have made them a mimosa. If they black asses leave that house and stop off at McDonald's for some more breakfast, you greedy. You just greedy. Because you left me with the impression that what I did, oh, I'm preaching to myself right now. You left me with the impression that what I did for you was enough. You left me with the impression that what I did for you, you were satisfied with. You made me feel like what I did for you made your day better. And then when you go and stop off and get something else, that's a decision that you decided to be greedy. And that's the sad part on that. Okay, I'm done, Kim.
And that's the sad part. So my sad part for today is on the issue of Travis Scott and the concert, the whole Astroworld debacle. I've seen a lot of viewpoints on it. Man, I've seen something as crazy as a guy saying that it was the music of Travis Scott that put people in a trance because it was demonic in nature, and that forced the actions. If that wasn't the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. First off, we've got 8 people that lost lives. So we've got multiple families that are grieving behind this situation. A college teammate of mine, a gentleman by the name of Brian Dubisky, his daughter, Madison Dubisky, was one of the young ladies that succumbed at the Astroworld debacle. I'm praying for my brother because if nobody else understands where he is in this moment, I do. His daughter was 25 years old. Ironically, my baby was 25 years old. I just want to offer my condolences to those 8 families because that didn't have to happen.
Right.
Instead of pointing fingers at who's to blame and why it happened, let's pray for understanding, because regardless of what we come up with, regardless of what route we take, those babies ain't coming back.
That's right. Yeah.
So enough with the blame game, enough with the finger pointing, and let's flood them with prayer.
Amen.
Let's flood those families with prayer.
Amen.
Have I reached out to Brian? No, I haven't. And the only reason why I haven't at this point is because it's just been 3 days.
Right.
And I've been that dad in day 3 who don't want to talk right now.
Of course.
Because I just lost something more precious that I can't never get back.
Right. And nobody has the perfect words to say in those moments. Nobody. There's nothing you will hear that will be able to make you feel better about losing a child. Like that's the only thing we can offer, like you said, Kev, is prayer. So I absolutely agree with you.
And the one thing for me, Tiff, that I tell people all the time, my grandbaby was 3 years old when her mom was murdered. The thing that my grandbaby lost was the opportunity for her mom to walk her into her first day of school.
Mm.
Her mom will never ever pick her up from school. Her daddy will never walk her down the aisle and give her away. I was robbed of that opportunity.
And we don't even think about those things. We don't even go that far, you know.
But the sad part of it all is all the ignorant commentary and all
Yeah.
the finger pointing and the blame game. Everybody's trying to deflect. No, let's pray.
Yeah.
And the sad part about that is it just tells you where we are as a nation, as
Yeah.
a world, where we are mentally.
Yeah. So look, ladies, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you, Kev.
Kevin Walker. I enjoyed Hey, Pumpkin. Thank you, Pumpkin. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all for coming on, man. We got to do it again. We got to do it again real soon.
For sure. And Sky Vibes Travel. Let me create a luxury experience for you. And Kev, we'll get together on our next trip or whatever.
Hey, I'm going to tag this to your page as well, the whole show, so you'll be able to go back and watch it, and people will be able to view it. And so you might want to tag in the comments on there.
Okay.
Your agency.
I will.
Y'all, man.
Thank you.
Y'all be good.
All right, have a good one.